Well, we had been to a doctor probably about 8 weeks prior to her diagnosis. We were told by a speech therapist that we were seeing for Kirby, that possibly she felt there was something a little bit more going on than just speech delay, because Kirby developed quite normally. Her milestones were reached on a pretty typical, and what we were experiencing though was speech delays, and we chalked up the speech delays to hearing loss because she had her first ear infection at 3 months. So we always felt it was logical to us. The reason for any slight delays we might be seeing or concerns we might have that she was different from her older daughter was that if she can't hear, her speech would be delayed as well. It made sense to us. And so we did have speech therapy for her, and the speech therapist mentioned that she felt there might be something else going on. And it might be a syndrome of sorts, in other words, a cluster of various disabilities. And so we took Kirby downtown to one of the teaching hospitals in Chicago. And basically she was given a clean bill of health, and we were told she was just globally delayed. But as we were leaving, the doctor did mention that there was one other test they could do if we would agree to it to give us closure, because one of the residents there had felt that she might have a rare genetic disorder. And this didn't faze Brad or I at the time, Brad being my husband. And we said, sure. And we left. And 8 weeks later, approximately, I got a call from the doctor saying that Kirby had Sanfilippo syndrome. And I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was some type of learning disability, so I asked about it, and he explained that, it was a genetic disorder. She was missing an enzyme, and it would slowly affect her brain and development. And I asked for further detail, and that's when he said, that she would be hyperactive, suffer from sleep disorders, lose her ability to walk, talk, and she would die. And I asked what I could do about it, and he said, nothing. Enjoy her while you have her. She's the same little girl she was yesterday. Well, with that, I fell to the floor, and it was actually Kirby that approached me and sat on my lap and gave me a hug and said, "Mommy, happy?" And, no cry, Mommy, happy. And I called my husband, and that was the start of our journey. We confirmed the subtype about 2 weeks later, because they asked us to come down to do a blood test to further confirm not only the diagnosis, but the subtype, of which she is Sanfilippo B. But it happened to fall on her birthday week, and she was celebrating a birthday at school. So we took her down immediately following her birthday celebration, and it was a couple weeks after that we received the diagnosis. It was, we were hoping for that miracle that there was something, wrong with the first test. And so again, it was a devastating day for us to have that confirmation. And at that point, you could sit and do nothing. But I didn't think that would be fair to Kirby, to our elder daughter, or to anyone around us to live waiting for Kirby to die. So you are given a choice, and you stand up and you try and do something about it, because our children deserve no less. And we were fortunate that my husband worked for a hospital at the time and was given access to, believe it or not, paper library where we were actually handed paper abstracts, and we tried to look for names of people that might be researching this disease. And we fell across one woman. Her name was Elizabeth Neufeld out of UCLA. And we contacted her, and she explained to us that the reason more people aren't working on the disease is money, and that even if you had interest in working on something, if the money isn't there, they can't do it. And at which point I asked, well, how much would it cost to fund approximately? And she said about $100,000 a year. And I heard that, and I thought, money is not going to stand in the way of hope for our daughter's life. So at that moment, we chose to form the Children's Medical Research Foundation, and we started a dinner dance, which was a popular fundraising tool at the time. And since that time, we've had 22 dinner dances and golf outings and such, and we've granted more than $4.25 million at this point. Well, my advice to other families is to enjoy each and every day with your child. Don't stop doing what you're doing with them, because you walk the line, and you always have to have hope, and you always should have hope, especially in this day and age. 24 years ago, I had hope. And certainly there's a lot more out there today than there was then. So you live each day, you enjoy your children, you create these wonderful memories that you hope will continue for a lifetime. We're continuing to look for opportunities to fund research and support research that's currently going on and going to trial that gives us hope that this journey might have a successful conclusion and the cure is at our doorstep. So no, I'd like to see, we're not going anywhere right now. We continue to do what we can, but keeping in mind that we have a 27-year-old daughter at this point. And I want to ensure that I am doing everything possible to fulfill her needs and enjoy the time we have with Kirby, because she deserves no less.